Hello, friends. Welcome back to the live session of Docker question and answers. We have already done our Docker course successfully, but still, if some guys have a questions, some specific questions regarding some specific topic, you can ask me in the comment section here, and here we will discuss. Here we will discuss the questions whatever we have discussed so far. Okay, so let's get started. Let me present. Yes. Now I hope you can see the screen. Okay, so first we will in this session we will discuss about the basic commands and some image related commands. But you can ask any of the questions any throughout the entire course. If you have any doubt, you can ask here. I will give that answer also. Okay, so first is how to see the Docker version. Like, the installation steps we have already done, you can use that steps to install the Dockers. It's very straightforward. After installation, if you want to see whether the in my system Docker is installed or not, how will you verify that? So just you need to see the version. So Docker version and Docker full information you can see using Docker hyphen V, Docker hyphen V, or Docker version. If you use, it will give the full information of your Docker machine. Okay, some more details. You can see the more details. So Docker V just to see the version, and Docker version to see the full information of the Docker. Fine. Next, how to see the list of local images. Local images. So as you know, the images are stored in Docker Hub, a public repository that is provided by your Docker teams. Docker company itself are providing one Docker repository, that is nothing but the Docker Hub, public repository. So there you can store, or you can set up your own Docker repository also. Generally, companies are using their own only, but here for learning purpose we are using uh, that only. So no, so how will you see the local images? Now, if I say local images, which are the local images that is not on Docker Hub, not in Docker Hub? Docker Hub, all the images are there. But how many images that I have pulled to my local machine, to my local repository? What is that? How you want to see the list of that images? So that is how can you see? Very straightforward. Docker images, this command you can use to see the local image of Docker. Or else if you want to go more specific, then you can use docker image ls. And if you want to, ls means list only. If you want to use full name list, so docker image list, that also you can use any of them, but most preferable is the last one or second last, because it is more specific. These commands tell exactly what operations you want to do. What operations you want to do. It is exactly telling. Fine. And on which object you are making the operations. I am making the operation on image, so that's why docker image. But above images, it's understood I want to see the list of images only, but most preferable docker image ls or docker image list. Fine. Next, how to pull a new image from Docker Hub. If you want to pull a new image from Docker Hub, how can you do it? Very simple. Again, you can use Docker pull image name and tag. If you don't give the tag name, by default, the tag name will be, what will be the default tag name? Latest. Okay. Or else you use docker image pull, more specific on which object you are applying the operation. So here you see what is your operation. Pull is your operation. Where you are applying the pull operation, you are applying pull operation on what image, so image is there. And docker is the command that is taking care and that is processing all those. So docker image, so docker, inside a docker image is another command, and that command is pulling which image is it is pulling. It is pulling the image name that you are giving after pull, like image name and tag. That specific image it will try to pull from docker. Okay. Next, to get the docker image from docker hub. This is the command to get the image from Docker Hub. Okay. What happen if you don't give the tag name? Suppose I don't give this tag name. I don't give this tag name. So what will happen? Your Docker engine will add the default tag. What is default tag? Default tag name is latest. If you don't give, suppose suppose for example, I want to pull my image. Suppose docker image pull uh, tech edu hub. I think this is that our repository name, and in that one, like my web app. That's it. I'm just giving that much only. Docker image pull, I'm just telling this much only. I'm not adding the tag here. What will happen? What will happen? This is just example. Okay. So what will happen? What it will do? Your Docker engine, what will do? What will do? Your Docker engine will do this command like that. Let me type here. Sorry. Like that. Docker, see this command will be translated like that. Remaining will be same. Docker image pull tech hub my web app. After that one you are not adding any tag. By default latest tag will be added. Okay, fine. Next, how to search for image available in Docker Hub. Suppose in Docker Hub, how many images are there? What are the tags for that one? What are the tags for that one? How will you search it? How will you search it? Suppose currently, if you see our Docker Hub have my web app. This image is there, but how many tags are there for that image? How can you see that one? And whether you really want to see whether this image is there or not first, and how many tags are there, all those information, if you want to see, how will you see that? So that one you have to use docker image search. Search means it will search. Where it will search? So first, what it will search? Docker search. What it will search? From above command you are not specific. From this line number 34, if you see, this command will not tell you specific what you are trying to search. Docker search, but what you are trying to search in Docker. In Docker, there is a container, there is a volume, there is a network, some other components are there. some other objects are there. Which one you want to search? So you can go more specific, like I want to search image, so docker image search. So before to search, you see image is there, the name is there, so it means you are trying to search image. Which image? You have to tell the image name, and that images it will try to search in docker hub. If it is there, it will give the name, it will give the list of name and tags. Okay, fine. Next, how to see the history. What is history? What is the history of image? What is the history of image? History is nothing but the layers, or you can say the read only layers of the image is the history of image. And that history you can see simply docker history. Docker history. History command you can use. But history you can go more specific. Docker image history. Docker image history. You can go more specific. Fine. Okay. So Docker image history, then you tell either image ID or image name, because image ID will be your local only. See, you want to see the history of your local image, you can see. So local image will given one image ID, but this image ID will not be working for your docker hub, because docker hub will have its own that's it's stored there. Might be there is any image ID or might not be there, but in your local, whenever you are pulling image, your docker engine assigning one image ID for each image. So either you can use, to do any operation on image, you can use either image ID or image name. It's your choice. And tag is the optional. If you don't add the tag, by default it will show the history of latest image. Okay, latest tag it will automatically add. Fine. Next, which command is used to manage the image? Which command is used to manage the image? Simple. Docker image. That's it. Docker image command is used to manage the image. So far, we are learning that only. We are learning that only, because you see Docker image pull. We are pulling image. Docker image remove rm. Rm means remove. Remove which image? Local image you are trying to remove from docker engine. So docker image, either you give image name or image ID. Okay, image ID, what is the benefit? If you give image ID, you don't need to tell the tag. Otherwise, if you are giving image name, then you have to tell the tag also, like this one I want to remove. Otherwise, it will remove the latest if it is there. Okay, but image ID will be, might be unique for each image, so that's why it will delete. Okay, fine. So Docker image command is used to manage the image. So these are the commands that is used to manage the uh, image. Suppose docker image build, one build command is there. Build means it will build what? Image. You're telling very clearly here, docker image build. You want to build the image. From where you want to build the image? From docker file. What will be the tag name? This is the tag name. And dot means current directory. Dot means from current directory you will look for the files. Okay. Next is history. We have seen docker image history will tell the history. Import, it will import the image from the file system. We have seen that export and import. We have seen that. Or export, not export, save the image to tar archives. Similarly, if you want to import from the tar archive, you can use import. I think we have seen this one, or else we will discuss this again. Next, inspect is nothing but the details. It will show the details. I want to see the details of, I want to see the details of image, like when this image is created, and how many layers, some details. So that you can use that command, that for that purpose you can use the inspect command to see the more details about the image. Load, Load the image from tar.gz file. Okay, this is the load. So import is different, I think. Save is used to save the tar archives image in a tar file, but load is used to load the image file from the tar, load the image from tar file. Okay, import is a different. I think we need to check it. Fine. ls means list, or else you can use full name, list list. Okay. Prune means unused images you want to remove. That is nothing but the prune. Pull. Pull is what? Pull the image from Docker Hub. Pull command will be used to pull the image from Docker Hub. And then you have to tell the image name and tag. Image name and tag you have to tell, then it will pull, then your Docker will pull the image from Docker Hub. If you don't give the tag, it will use the default tag as a latest. Okay. Push. Push command is what? Push command is used to push the Docker image to Docker Hub. We have seen so many times. This command we have seen so many times. Okay. Next, RM. RM means remove. It will remove the command. Sorry, it will remove the image, not command. RM means remove. Remove what? Image name or image ID. Local image, you want to just do that one. To remove one or more images from Docker Hub. Okay. Fine. Next, save. It will save one or more images to tar archive. And tag. Tag is just nothing but to give to rename. You can see that. Tag is just used to rename the image. In your local, you want to rename the image, you can do it. Okay. Yes. Fine. Okay. I think some. Okay. Currently, we don't have any question. So regarding this one, if you have any question, you can ask. So far, so far we have done some basics commands related to your Docker image. You have any questions, you can ask me. Then we will do for some basic commands regarding container. Okay, fine. Okay, so next is container commands. Suppose you, so far what we have done for images, like we can pull the images, we can rename the images, we can delete the images, we can see the history of images, we can push the images. Okay, so all those operations we have done. Now we we will see some container related commands. Suppose I want to create the container, I want to see how many containers are there that is running, how many total containers are there, but some of the containers are running, some of containers are not running. Okay, how to remove the container, and how to start the container, how to manage the container. Okay, so first thing, how to create the container, how to create the container. So container create commands are in the two ways. First is Docker run, and Docker container create is the another command. You can see here. let me let me show you. This is the one command, Docker run. Docker run command will, what it will do. Actually, this is doing two operations. Docker run command is doing two operations. One, it is creating the container and running the container also, and running the container in the current console itself without detached mode. Okay, this is the this run command is doing two operations: creating the container, running the container, and entering into the running container. These three operations it is doing. But simply, if you don't want to enter into the container, you don't want to run the container, you just want to create the container. So how can you do it? Docker container create, remaining is same, image and tag. And if you want to give the name, if you want to give the name of the container, you can give that name also. You can give here name, container name. Okay, container name. You can give the container name also. I think name or name, that full command we have to see. We'll see this one. Okay, fine. Something like that. Next, how to see the available containers, running and non-running, both. Let me wait. That is okay. Docker run is okay. Okay. Name. You have to give like that. If you want to give the name of the container, by default, some random name your Docker engine will give. Okay. But I don't want to do like that. I want some custom name. My custom name I want to give. So you have to use this one. Docker Docker container create the container. Here also, if you see the above line number 72 command, if you see Docker run, what it will do? It will run the container, create the container, run the container, and give some name, some random name, and enter into the running container. That's it will do. But here just it will create the container, will not run the container, will not enter into the container. And we are giving the name of the container also, so container name you can give here. Okay, fine. So you can create the container in these two ways. Next, how to see the available containers, both running. See, container can be in running state or container can be in stopped state. There is a chances, like it's not like every container is running. It is container is running when you are telling to start the container, then only container will run, otherwise container will be sit idle. Okay, so container can be in running or non-running state. So Docker PSA will give the list of containers who are in state. Also it will tell like state is running or stopped or exited, something like that. So Docker PS means process status. Docker container process status you can use also. Docker container dot p Docker container PS, that is also fine. More specific. Docker container or Docker container ls also is there. Docker container ls also there. It will give the list of container. Okay, we'll see that. How to see the running containers, only running containers. Remove A will give only the running container. That's it. Only the running container. Okay. Sorry, something happened. Fine. Okay. So Docker PS hyphen A will give the list of all running and non-running container. Or you can use Docker or Docker container PS. And here also Docker container ls also you can use. Docker container, let me try Docker ls. Yes, Docker container ls you can use. Docker container PS a Docker container PS. Docker PS. Okay. So you can use either Docker container PSA or you can use list also. Docker container ls command also you can use. You can use Docker container ls ls with a also you can use. Okay, fine. We'll give the list of the container. Next, only running container if you want to see, then docker ps, just it will give only the list of running containers. Next, remove the container, very simple, docker rm, and then you can give either container name or container id, up to your choice. You want to use container name or if you want to give the container id, but here you are not going specific, like what you want to remove. Docker remove what? Remove container. Yeah, remove operation can be done for both container and image, so you are not specific, but on the basis of container id, container id or container name, it is deciding what should be removed. So that's why you should be go specifically, you should be specific, contai container remove, docker container rm, container remove. So this is a more specific. You are telling your docker engine, please remove the container who has this container id or this container name. That's it. Next, how to remove the running container. Suppose, see, directly you cannot remove the container if the container is running. You have to forcefully remove it. You have to remove it forcefully. You have to remove it forcefully. We have seen these examples. If the container is in running state and you try to remove, you can't do it. It will give some error like it is in a running state or something like that. You can't remove. Similarly, if you want to remove the image and that image is used in some container, like that image is from that image you have created the container, so container is there for that image. In that case also you have to use forcefully. Okay, and in case of container, if the container is in running state, you can't remove, you have to use hyphen f, means force operation you have to use so that it will remove forcefully. Okay, fine. Next, how to start and stop the container? Very simple. Docker start. You can use either start or stop. But here again, this is not specific command. But anyway, it will start because container only you can start. You cannot start image. No, from image you can create the container only. From image you can create container only. You image you can't start. The container only you can start. So you can go more specific container, or you can use simple docker start stop container id or container name, but you can go more specific, docker container start or stop and container id, container name. How to manage the container? Simple, very simple. Similarly, how you have see, how can we manage the image? So docker container command is used to manage the container. I think we have written the commands here. I will just copy and we will paste there itself. Yeah, I think these are the commands. See, these many commands are there that can be used to manage the container. Let's see. I will just add there itself so that it will be in a single place. Okay. See, now, you see, this Docker container command can be used to manage the container. How to manage the container? Docker container. This container command can be used to manage the container. Suppose Docker container attach. Attach mean attach local standard input output and error stream to running container, like it will show some input and output there. You can pass some input, you can give some see some output. Is there any logs or image errors, it will show there. So container id you tell and you just attach to that container to see the input output and error stream. Commit means what? We have seen this one, to create the image from modified container. That's it. Create a new image from containers changes, or you can say like that, create a new image from modified container. We have seen this example, I think, in our sessions we have done this one. We created one container, we entered into that container in, and later on in that container we created some files and we modified the container. And after our modification done, we created a new image from the container. Okay, so these all practice we have done already. So commit is nothing but used to create a new image from the modified container. Cp means what? Copy file folder between the container, your local file system. Suppose in your local machine some files are there. That file you want to copy into the container, or between the container and local. From the container you want to copy, from the container you want to copy to your local, or from the local system you want to copy into the container. You can do using cp command. Okay. Create. Create means what? We have seen docker container create. What it will do? Create means it will create the it will create the container. That's it. Create the container from image. That's it. Okay. Next, uh, diff means the difference it will tell. Difference from which one? Difference from uh, inspect changes, directory container and file system. Inspect changes to the files and directories on the containers. Suppose when the originally container was created, okay, and after that one, what modifications you have done, what changes you have done, you want to see that difference. It will show that. Exec just execute the command running container. Executing a command in a running container. You want to enter into the container. That's it. Exe. Okay. Export. Export a container file system as a tar archive. Suppose your container is what? Your container is is like your computers only, but it's a lightweight or slim OS. And that if it is an operating system, definitely this will have a directory structure. This will have a file system. So that file system, entire file system, you want to take out from that container, because container can be destroyed anytime. Anytime can be container can be created, can be destroyed, can happen like that. So in that case, you need to export the files system, whatever is there in that container. So for that purpose you can use export command. Inspect. Inspect means similarly inspect for image, like will show the more details about the image. Similarly, if you do inspect for container, more information it will show. Display detailed information on one or more container. Fine. Kill means what? Just to kill the container. Kill one or more running container. You want to kill that container. Logs means container logs you want to see. You can see the logs of the container. Okay. Container ls means what? To list the container. How many containers are there? You want to see the list. Okay. You can see the list. Pause means running container. You want to pause for some time, like for 1 minute, 2 minutes. You want to stop the all the processes within the container. You don't want to process that container. You just want to pause that container. Suppose if your music is playing, you do pause. What does it mean? The process is stopped. Process is stopped. After some time you want to again resume that one. Again you're going to resume that music will play again. Similarly, container is running, but you don't want to process that currently. You want to stop the processes. So apply pause. Apply pause command, and pause command you have to tell the container id or container name something. It will pause that. Port. List port mapping, or a specific mapping of the container, like in that one how many ports are there, port mapping, how many ports will be there. So all that port mapping it will be there. Okay. Specific mapping of the container, like how many port mappings are there. Prune, remove all the stopped container. Only the stopped container will remove, not all the container. Prune command, you will remove all the stopped container. Rename the container. If you want to give some other name, you can rename the container. Okay. Restart means container is running, but simply you want to restart. Suppose your machine, your computer or your laptop is running, you are restarting. What does it mean? stopping all the processes and starting from the beginning. That is restart. Okay, so that is restart. So similarly, container also you can do restart. Remove the container. That's it. Remove the container. You have to tell the container name or container ID. Run command we have seen already. It will what it will do, create the container, run the container, and enter into the running container also. Okay, fine. Start the container. States mean display a live stream of container resource user statistics. It will tell, like, container how many resources is using, something like that. We have not seen this command, but you try. It's straightforward. How will you write the command? How will you write the command? Very simple. I'll just show. For example, I will show here how can you use this one. I think we have not seen this one, but you can try it. Docker container states. Then you have to give here container name or ID. Name or ID. Any of them you can use. Any of them you can use. Either use container name or container ID. We'll see the statistic. Okay. Fine. Stop the container. You want to stop it, you can stop. Top. Unpause all. See, oh, sorry, top. Top means display the running processes of the container. That's it. How many processes are running in that container? You can use this one. So this one also I think we have not seen. We have not tried this command, but you can try. Just simply use here top. That's it. Instead of state you use top. That's it. Container ID, container name. Next, unpause. Unpause means what? Unpause all processes within one or more containers. Suppose you have used pause. You have used pause. There is no resume. See, resume command is not there, no? There is no resume command. So unpause. Pause, unpause. That's it. Update configuration of one or more containers. Suppose if container is running, you want to update the configuration. We have not seen this command, but whenever it will be required, we will see it. Okay, wait means what? You are not pausing. Wait means you are not pausing, but you are blocking. That's it. Okay, fine. So this is the commands related to container and image. Some basics command. Okay, so it's not a one. It's This is not a task of one session. Like in one session, we can discuss all the questions and all this we can do. We need to conduct some more. So some more sessions. So we will conduct all those. Whenever we will get the time, we will conduct. Okay, fine. So this is all about the today's session. Fine. So if you have any question, any if you have any doubts or any question regarding these two topics, that so far whatever we have discussed regarding images and containers, so you can ask me in our comment section. I will answer that. Okay, or else later you can ask, no issue. So thank you and have a nice day. We'll see you in our next session.